Ever hired someone and found out pretty quickly they might not be a good fit? What about 2 or 3 months in and you're really questioning that decision, but you think they might need some more time? Or maybe you're scared that if you pay them for another few weeks or months, you're going to be in a worse position. If so, this video is going to be for you. We're going to teach you a 4-step process to dealing with underperformers. And more importantly, you'll have a clear path to either their success or them departing, hopefully, on their own terms. So stick with us. I'm Benjamin Kowalski with Freight 360, where we provide the latest transportation sales tips and training videos to help you reach your goals faster. If you're a fan of the content, please support us by crushing that like button and sharing us with all of your colleagues. And for more information on our Freight Broker course, Freight Broker Basics, check out our website, freight360.net, or use the link in the show notes. Okay, let's jump into it. This video is a 4-step process that you can use when a new hire isn't performing as. Now, the goal isn't to let them go without giving them an opportunity, right, to really correct their performance. The goal here is going to be to create a situation where they are determining the criteria for whether or not they're going to course correct and increase performance or not. And the decision to part ways becomes clear. So let's set the stage with the situation. In this situation, you hired a new salesperson 3 months ago, and you had the highest hopes for their production and performance. However, what you've seen is less than acceptable. What do you do? Maybe you've had a few minutes where you've asked how they're doing, if they needed additional guidance, maybe they needed some more help, right? And the most you get are responses from this person that really just defer responsibility. Something like, I've just not been able to get through to anyone lately, right? It just must be the market. Or this one, I'm working as hard as I can. It's just that no one answers when I call them. Now, when you look at your other sales staff, though, you see they're making consistent progress in their sales funnels. They're adding new prospects, and they're eliminating and killing poor leads regularly. And they are generating interest among their prospects. New emails for requests for quotes and information are coming through. But your new hire just doesn't seem to be cutting it. And you want to tell them the truth that there really might not be a good fit for them in this position. But again, you want to give them at least one shot, one more opportunity to improve things before you let them go. So what can you do? Here are 4 steps. Step 1, let them know that you think they should consider the possibility that this position or career might not be a fit for them. Step 2, and this is what will happen almost always, they will push back and tell you they're going to improve, they're going to do better. All they need is more time. At this stage, you should retreat, meaning just agree with them. Sure, I think that's probably true, and agree that they can turn the situation around. Step 3, ask them to set clear definitions around what success is going to look like in the near future, like 4 to 6 weeks. It's very important that they are creating the criteria for success themselves and that you are not imposing it on them. Because by allowing them to define this criteria, they're far more likely to take ownership of it. Also, you're going to have to refer back to this if they don't meet it. And it's far more effective to hold somebody accountable to the goals they've set for themselves than to hold them accountable to goals that you or the company has imposed on them. Now, brings us to step 4. You're going to agree, both of you, to revisit this conversation, and if the benchmarks that they set out for success haven't been met, you at least have a serious discussion about what needs to happen at that stage. That's it. This simple 4-step process allows you to shift the responsibility for progress to the individual, where it really should be. And it creates the framework for the accountability that is going to be necessary in the future, whether they perform and stick with your team and you help them continue to hit goals, or they don't, right? And they have to be let go. The personal responsibility for that outcome, right, is going to fall on the performer, not the manager. This is why it's so important to ask them what they think success looks like. If you or the company, right, predetermine or define that criteria, they're far more likely to try to wiggle out of that responsibility or shed blame either on others, the market, any place but themselves, right? If they don't hit it. Now, allowing your employees or team members to take ownership of their successes and failures is something we all should be striving for. Sometimes people aren't the right fit for a position or an industry or a specific type of work, right? And that's okay too. What is a great service, though, to your team and your employees is to give them the freedom and the responsibility that comes along with it to either sink or swim. And when some decide they're going to be better off in a different job elsewhere, they and you know that you both did everything possible to create a scenario where they were either supported to succeed or they learned something incredibly valuable about themselves and what isn't a fit for them. For more tips on building freight brokerages, check out our website, freight360.net. And for more information on our freight broker course, Freight Broker Basics, check out the links in the show notes, where you'll find and learn everything you need to know to earn a living as a freight broker and what it takes to build a successful freight brokerage.